after the game here in the Berks and Bucks Senior Cup. It's finished 3-0 to Hungerford Town here at Bullpit Lane. What did you make of that run out this evening?
Yeah, I thought it was really useful exercise. The first team lads that played got some really useful minutes. Obviously got 7 lads from the EDS, 6 of them from the EDS and 1 from Cox Green, from Ash's sort of secondary school programme. Kean Berry's come on, I thought he'd done really well. So for us, obviously, it's a really useful exercise. In terms of young lads getting minutes is so important. They'll go home tonight and they'll be extremely pleased. And I thought the lads that started from the EDS thought they'd done extremely well. And then the ones that come on, I think they applied themselves excellently as well. So the goals themselves were probably the most disappointing thing. I think 1 set piece, 1 mistake on our part and a deflected goal. We've hit the bar, we've hit the post, we've had a couple of saves from their keeper. So overall, really useful exercise, no injuries picked up. We thought that we picked a team that maybe had enough. Couple of sort of late dropouts this afternoon with work commitments and illness, which meant that we were maybe a little bit less experienced. But having won on Saturday, we know we've got another game in the FA Trophy now, which is a massive positive. And we certainly had to prioritise. There's going to be no use from playing on a pitch that's going to zap people's legs this evening ahead of a massive game on Saturday and a busy Christmas period.
Is it just a case of one of those games where the crucial moments haven't quite gone our way? Like you mentioned, Dan Bayliss hitting the post right before half-time, and then of course we had that scramble in the 6-yard box, which ended up hitting the crossbar somehow.
Yeah,
is it just that case of crucial moments?
Yeah, I think we tried to play too much football as well in the first half, I'll be honest with you. I think you've got to play conditions. It was only when I walked out onto the pitch at the end of the game and saw how difficult it was for both teams as well. Really, really difficult. We wanted to play a little bit more direct in the second half, and that's probably where my bugbear comes with the second goal that we conceded, which ultimately kills the game, is that we said to the lads, put the ball in behind, make them defend, because the first half they did that to us and I think it caused us problems. If they would have been a bit cute with their runs and timed their runs, they probably would have got in a few more times. And we didn't do that in the first half. We went with a different shape, probably set us up to play a bit more football, but it wasn't conducive to that. And I think for the second 45 we played a bit more direct, maybe had a little bit more joy as well. But ultimately, yeah, we've come out on the wrong side of a 3-0 defeat, which I have no issues with. I think that Hungerford were well in the game. They had a couple of good chances themselves, which they didn't take. And we've obviously come here with a bit of a scratch side, but we knew that, and I think we've done it for the right reasons. Like you said, there's no injuries to key players or anything like that, the ones that played tonight. The other boys are getting a rest at home after going through the mill on Saturday in a tough game. So yeah, look, overall there are positives, and I'm just delighted for the young lads in there that have got some really good experience tonight. They'll go home extremely pleased, and I'm extremely proud of them.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask as well, we saw Noah Hay and Quadwo again. What did you make of their performance this evening? Yeah,
I thought them two and Ballo at the back as a really young sort of back four with Bayliss. What are they, 18 or 19 I think Ballo is. Noah's 18 and Quad's only 20. So you look at it extremely young. Some people forget, I think Bayliss is 24, 25 as well. So I think they were excellent. I thought they'd done really well against some experience up top for them. And I thought that they were that defensively they were pretty solid. They didn't give too much away. So no, there's so many positives. It's probably the most positive I've felt amongst the defeat. So like you say, people look at the scoreline and whatnot, and rightly so, but there's so much more to gain from tonight than the result. We would have liked to have won it, of course we would have, but we haven't got a huge squad. We need to prioritise. If we'd got through the next round, then we probably would have played a similar side, because we have to choose and pick and choose the games. We've had a few injuries last week at Chelmsford and illness, and you can see how threadbare we were, and we certainly don't want that to happen again, so we need to be careful. So overall, no problems with Hungerford winning. They're a really good club, really good manager, good friend of mine who I get on well. I've got the utmost respect for. They've been through a tricky time. You could see how they treated tonight's game as an essential sort of must-win. Went strong, and we went obviously a bit weaker than what we usually would. So we knew it was going to be tough when we saw their line-up, but that's just kind of where we're at the moment because of a positive reason that we'd won on Saturday.
And finally then, as we turn our attention to Salisbury in the league, minutes again today for the likes of Dan Bayliss, of course suspended for Saturday, but good minutes for him, but also Johnny Goddard, who played the entire game, with Kwaku as well getting a good hour as well.
Yeah.
Does that just add a bit of a headache for you to pick the line up on Saturday?
No, it's all good. It's all good. I think Johnny, he probably didn't enjoy it too much out there tonight. It's not a Johnny Goddard pitch. He tried to go and pick up pockets and get on the ball, and at times he looked really bright. Other times he's sort of slipping and sliding around. So we need to get Johnny up to fitness. He's only started maybe 4 or 5 games this year. He's going to be a massive player for us. Listen, everyone thinks the world of him at this football club. Obviously Bayliss is back after Saturday, which is going to be a huge bonus. And then Quex is obviously back tonight as well, so probably not another pitch that Quex can show his sort of power and pace, but useful minutes, no injuries, and I think that's the most important thing tonight. I hope people realise that we've not shown any sort of disrespect towards the competition. We thought we'd put a team out there tonight that could win it, and ultimately we've come up short because of 3 moments in a game. On another night, we win the first contact on a set piece. On another night, Bayliss doesn't put their striker through and the deflection doesn't happen. So it's just one of them. Really tough place to come. When we saw the draw, we knew it would be difficult. So yeah, listen, no issues with the result tonight, and we move on to Saturday, which is going to be a huge game for us.
Excellent, Scott. Thanks for your thoughts again tonight on tonight's result, and we'll see you on Saturday for Salisbury.
Cheers, Con. Thank you.